Hello, very welcome to today's workshop. So today's topic is zero trust and identity management. So we start from introduce about not introduce everyone to know zero trust nowadays, but has to emphasize again. We have a case study from a major ransomware attack in last year in Japan, which is quite a large publishing media company. So the attack is June on last year. So they're Kadokawa Corporate. So they're doing video streaming, publishing, hosting some websites for online digital publishing. Yeah, all sorts of those books and comics and videos, also including like games, whatever. So pretty large media company in Japan. So they under attack by a Russian hacker group called Blacksuit, and it compromised like 250k user data, and there's some encryption and others. So the subsidiary called Nikonachi, which is a video sharing platform, is suspended for 2 months from June to August. So they stopped for operation for 2 months. Okay, so almost lost one of six revenue, you can say, right? And the publishing operation also delayed due to the encryptions for those major data systems. Both physical and digital content distribution be affected. So the estimated financial loss is 20 million US dollar. Yeah. Not very big, but not small. So how that happened? Actually, it's quite a typical scenario of one of the major way that can penetrate a corporate. So they some normal user, I would say normal user, not genius user, not a weak user, clicking a phishing mail, targeting them, and then leading to an unauthorized access, then lead to some internal attack, wherever. So then the ransomware success attack them, and because they have interconnect with each company and backend system, so it populate to quite a few systems. So why this happened? Well, yeah, one of the points is a lack of robust email filtering and employee training on phishing threats. So filtering is one thing, but there's no solutions can handle 100% phishing or spam mail. That must be some phishing that can penetrate through. Then it really relies on your user. Of course, there you should have a more multi-layer defense, like besides email filtering, maybe we have DNS filtering, we have many others. So to minimize the successful rate of those phishing attack. But at the end of the day, we still need to do something on the user training. Okay, so today we introduce one very cost-effective and easy to use. And they don't have good enough network segmentation. You know, in Japan, especially Japan, they are pretty conservative on making new adoption and changes to existing things. So more or less, they may have something very legacy. So they're left behind adopting new zero trust architecture. That make it easily spread over wherever someone being attacked by phishing and bringing in some malware, and then so lateral movement is extremely easy in such kind of flat network. So network segmentation or zero trust architecture is very important. So back to basic, what is zero trust architecture, or what it means is a secure model that assumes no implicit trust, require verification for every user, and detect device attempting to access resources. It means every time the user log in, you have to double verify is that user. Wherever a device tries to connect your network, you have to verify is that the device you allowed, and you should only provide access to the minimum necessary resources. So so-called internal network, external network is not fulfill this requirement. So even you device your internal network, they should not access the server that they're not allowed to access. Even they can access that server, you shouldn't allow access through the whole TCP stack. Should be only allow exactly what they want, maybe a application on that HTTPS port for that domain. Other than that, it shouldn't be allowed. So this is zero trust that we should do. So verify everything, list privilege, and assume breach. I think assume breach is one more very important concept, because many corporate user put a lot of effort and money to say, oh, we have excellent solutions. We have 10 layers of defense. Then what happens is that ransomware breach. Did your user know how to do? Will they report to your engineers if they find that something cannot be accessed in the file server? That's crucial, right? If no such kind of training, that'll create much longer response time, because sometimes user will say, oh, they cannot access. Let's try after lunch. Still fail. But after the 2 hours, everything is gone on your file server. So assume breach and user training are very important. If you got interest on the more precise information on zero trust principle, I strongly recommend you read through the NIST document. It's very lengthy, but it really provide many valuable ideas and concepts in how to implement, what to do, no matter on the network, infrastructure, and user and process flow, anything. Yeah, pretty good, cool. And also, identity management is very important. It's part of the, you can say it's part of the zero trust architecture, because if you don't have a proper identity management, how can you verify the users, validated users? How can you ensure Kenneth is Kenneth? Is that Kenneth? That's not random Kenneth on the street, right? So authentication, authorization, individual on each user is very important. So we have identity governance, access management, credential management. So JumpCloud is a very good solution on that. I will talk about later. So today we will introduce a few solutions targeting the previous lesson learned or issues that we found. JumpCloud is very good cloud identity IDP solutions, which is fulfill the gap in many corporate. They may still only rely on Active Directory, but now it's not cover 100% or even not much on your assets, because not everyone using Windows anymore. Yeah. Some corporates still majority is Windows, but still you got some VIP users say I love to use Mac, then you give them Mac, and then you lost it from AD and lost monitoring control. That's a shame. It's a shame. And Guardz very good solutions, and besides help you to monitor a much more broad aspect for your secure posture, and provide very good handy tools for phishing simulation and user training. NordSecurity is a tools for user to help you to safeguard your user on the road from VPN and many others capability. Scalefusion is full endpoint management tools from MacBook, laptops, mobile phone, any others. So pretty good solutions for not just MDM, unified endpoint management. So let's talk about JumpCloud. JumpCloud is a cloud identity solution vendor. You can make it as a brand new directory service that totally replace Active Directory. Sometimes user, especially for startup, they may have user using Mac, half user using Linux, and a few percent using Windows. Then what the point to have a Active Directory? No point, right? So you can use a cloud directory like JumpCloud, or some corporate start to migrate to the cloud and they think the Azure AD is not enough, well, you can integrate with using JumpCloud or even replace it. Okay, so JumpCloud can replace or integrate with your existing AD or any other common directory that we use a lot. Like some company, the core is Google Workspace, because from day one they only use Google, but then they find it they cannot extend their Google directory to like to the Mac computers or others, so you can integrate with JumpCloud. So JumpCloud is not just on identity, but we also help you to provision or control or single sign-on to many applications and automate your workflow. Hello. Yes, go on. So so when there's a new user on board, it helps you to automate all your provisioning on different applications on the cloud and on-prem, and some even can integrate with legacy solutions. So main point is we can help you to provision all the accounts, take control of that, and we support just-in-time provisioning. So even a user may allow to use like 10 or 20 SaaS application, but in fact not every employee really using it or never touch it before they left the company. So we can support just in time when they really try to access the application, then we provision the profile for them to save lots of money, right? Because something you never know use, why you provision in advance? But you need something called just in time, right? So JumpCloud is a open directory platform to provide identity for user, admin, and machines. We help you to take control on your Mac, Windows, Linux, and Android. Yeah, Mac, iOS, so mobile device and applications, and also IT resources like Cloud Drive, Cloud Server, any others web applications, and we also support many connectors, so you can connect to your legacy NAS, on-prem, Radius, everything. And we centralize all the access events, so you can have insights to access, to review what's happened to the user account, and that point you are much more easy to identify is there any suspicious behavior or any account takeover that you can find out. Yeah, because you never knows if you don't have a centralized way to handle those login or identities. Maybe penetrate from the NAS or some cloud service. Yeah, of course they integrate with AD, but those AD log doesn't help at all, right? So as I said, we have those cloud stuff, single sign-on. We still support legacy LDAP and Radius, and we have some agents on the endpoint device. One point about the GPO, because some users, if they're using AD long enough, they definitely got lots of GPO already running through. It depends. If you just have something like a simple on security, like blocking USB, full disk encryption, that available on JumpCloud, and we don't only apply on Windows. We have similar policy to help you to manage your Mac or mobile phones. But of course, there is a very precise register key stuff on Windows. JumpCloud don't have. So in that case, you may integrate to extend your existing AD to those others device or cloud application. So it really depends. Yeah. It's quite flexible. So we have some MMC, the finance company, they switch to not switch, because they have quite different stages for each branch. Some having AD, some already on Azure, some have no AD at all. So they switch all to the join into the JumpCloud. So they have a multi-site and centralized IDP to manage all those credential and access. Okay, so let me know if you got a question. Otherwise, I will just go on. Yeah. Next is I'll talk about Guardz. Guardz is very interesting solutions. Actually, it is integrate with your cloud directory at first, either M365 or Google Workspace. Then it helps you to monitor and discover potential problems or issues that happens on your those different areas. What we do, we help you to monitor your email. Is there any suspicious logon? Is there phishing email? Is that too many spam, or someone didn't turn on the MFA on those settings, email stuff, and also the cloud application. So we integrate with your OneDrive or the Google Drive. Is there someone share data to the public aggressively? Then you can find out and try to fix it. And we help you to monitor external posture. What we do is we extract your domain, dig out all the subnets, all the IP you're public facing, do them scannings, discovering is there any misconfiguration, is there any vulnerabilities, and also we help you provide you a browser plugin to your end user to safeguard your email, phishing links, spam links, or something like that. And last, we have a RS training and phishing simulation. Let me show that. So we will and then after that we can create a simple cyber risk assessment based on all those aspects, including your email, your cloud drive, your user credential. Is that in the dark? So in the dark web, what's the result of your various training? Any is there too many public openly share? Is that everyone already turned on MFA correctly? So we help you to have those assessment, and then we can continuous monitoring all those aspects. If they find something, you will notify. Also, we will have a very interesting integration. So there is a concept from Guardz saying secure and ensure. So because no matter how many you do, there should be visual risk that you have to cover. So nowadays usually we cover by cyber insurance. Yeah. So give you a score, and then let you have a report that much more easy to for you to buy cybersecurity insurance. Guardz itself in US, they already have some broker integrate. We don't have it yet in Singapore, but it's just you can find in any others brokers that we can help based on those our report, and you can fill up the forms much more easily. Yeah, at least you got active monitoring on this. So this is the cybersecurity risk assessment report. There are two more. This one is an external mode. So before you integrate your Gmail or Google, you just scan through your domain. Then we can know in a very quick way to identify this customer, how badly they are. Yeah, how many loopholes that you can easily find. Yes, external scan. You know, that should be most of the user have something you will find externally. Yeah, also we do some dark web. So if they domain in the dark web, also we tell them you got your CEO in the dark web, something like that. Yeah, and that is a more detailed one. So next is NordSecurity. NordSecurity, we focus on log layer today. We also got a password management, but it's very simple. It's just a password manager for corporate. For log layer, got more interesting solutions. I would say it can help you to implement some cloud security in a more lightweight and easy way, because it may not good for corporate, but I think a very good, very quick start for SME because they have some web filtering and SASE capability. They have zero trust for you and also help you to handle the hybrid environment with their cloud VPN, and also they monitor your endpoint secure posture before you log into their VPN and help you to provide some met some part of the compliance requirement, especially for the remote access and also identity management. So it solves a few problems. Remote access. Nowadays, we still have many users work from home after the pandemic. But you don't, if you don't have, yeah, of course you can use some many other solutions. But NordSecurity provide very interesting solutions for cloud VPN. They offer they can offer you a dedicated server, VPN server, so user can like log into this dedicated VPN server, and then you can do some site-to-site VPN. You can do software cloud firewall as a service to filter on those access and usage. And we solve the problem for the IP address exposure, public Wi-Fi protection, and you can then you can integrate with some of your SaaS. In some use case, we will let you because some SaaS application you can limit the IP address, right? So source attack IP address, but it's not a good idea to only allow your office network. Otherwise, all your remote user will route through your office network. This is really waste of bandwidth. So you can make use of NordSecurity, their dedicated cloud VPN server. So you can route those remote users through your dedicated VPN server to access your SaaS application. That means your SaaS application is not exposed to the public internet, either your internal network or your protected corporate network, or the one is managed by NordSecurity, which is have a proper authentication, authorization, because we have SaaS application cloud firewall, and we do MFA and also monitor your endpoints. We can block them from access if they don't have a proper AV enabled or the patching is too bad. So all are available in NordSecurity already. So there are a few more features that I didn't mention. It's like we have some network segment capability also, because we have some network segment and virtual gateway that you can put different groups of user or your access together. And we have flat block, so if we find malware attack, we can block it. And also we have web filtering for any bad mail, bad link, that we also able to remove it. Yeah, for mobile device, we can block those jailbreak device or root device. Yeah, to safeguard your network from those BYOD device. Yeah, so NordSecurity very simple, easy to use, but does provide quite a broad aspect of security. Last is about Scalefusion. So Scalefusion is a unified endpoint management tools. Somehow it's a little bit overlap with JumpCloud, but I will say for JumpCloud is mainly on cloud identity. They have some capability of the endpoint management. But if you're serious on the endpoints management, especially for the mobile device, then you should consider about Scalefusion, because we have a very enterprise and full capability on those device enrollment, all the features on the loss control, location control, tracking your location, application control, and all the minor tiny settings on any OS. We have management on that. So we support like Android, iOS, Mac OS, Windows, and Linux, not just Debian. And we have very good tools called Remotecast that help you to remote access all those platforms. So very good tools on that. And also we have enterprise integration on Apple and Google and also Microsoft. So for your corporate owned device, when we are able to do zero touch deployment. So you buy from the specific dealer or your existing device still works. We have the IMEM or serial number. When that turn on your computer or mobile phones, it will be linked up to the enterprise account for you, like Android to Google, and then they will through API to connect back to Scalefusion. So when they first turn on the computer, they will automatically download our agent, apply our policy, deploy application and rules to your device. So there's no touch, zero touch deployment. So you can buy from dealers, ship to your user, maybe not in the same country, they may be also remote work is very common, right? So how can we achieve that? Not send it to the here and then send it back, just direct send the empty device there, turn it on, everything in place. Then you can monitor, support, control, have your password policy, have your application control, certificate management, everything is there. And we have an enterprise store for the application management, not just those common store for Windows Store, Apple Store, or Google Play. You can upload your own private application to our enterprise store and do remote deployment. Not necessary to be something already on the Windows Store or App Store or Google Play. Yeah, so then we can keep our some application private. Of course, we can block some application. We can enforce some application to be there. We can control the permission of those allowed applications. And we have some like OS update and patching management tools capability there, scripting capability. Scripting is not just for Windows and Mac, also for mobile device. Yeah, they have some iOS don't have, but Android have. You can do many things actually by those scripting. Just that you didn't see it in daily uses, but it's really handy if you got something very in-depth requirement, like if you got some application you want to refresh or just some fine-tuning in the backend, you may need some scripting there. But that is a quite advanced usage anyway. And of course, we have some insight and monitoring of all your devices, who logging in, what usage, where they, what application they're running, all those reports are over there. And we have an other way around integration with M365 and other cloud mail, because we're not just provisioning your email account. We also can enforce that. For example, your Exchange Online, you can only allow the device having Scalefusion's control can access those Exchange Online email. So that's important, right? Because nowadays users say, oh, I got the M365 account, I can log into your account mail anywhere, anytime. Then people think lost control, right? Lost control. Device lost, but you cannot lock the account because the stuff still there. Then you become very, very about, okay, what should I do, right? The email got lost, they may catch that. First of all, we can make sure that all those devices can access our mail is controlled by Scalefusion. And after we got that, we can rip your device, remove those files and application. So there's a greater control on your corporate data by email or files with Scalefusion managed. And we have some automation tasks like deploying software, upgrade software, updating, or even running some report or running some scanning on the computer. So we have some I won't say it's a workflow, it's a task actually. Not a very complex workflow, but pretty cool tools that help automate your many IT operations. Well, we also got single sign-on, keycard access. Keycard access means you can replace the login screen for your Windows or Mac, and then with your corporate identity and login through using Scalefusion as IDP. Yeah, so this is some overlap with JumpCloud. It depends what you focus on. If you focus on identity, JumpCloud doing a better job. If you focus on the endpoint management, Scalefusion do the better job. And they advertise to fighting each other, frankly speaking. But to me, I would say case by case. It depends on your use case and your focus and what your requirement. Anyway, so this is about the Scalefusion. So some wrap up. So the ransomware incident on those Japanese company is just very typical and happens all the time to any size of company. So zero trust architecture do helps a lot. Well, of course, it's not cheap or not easy to implement fully all those requirements for zero trust architecture. But we may start from like a level segmentation, making sure we have MFA on all assets. Take a look on the should we think about JumpCloud or Scalefusion to do some kind of single sign-on from your computer to your major applications, and we should have some way to do active monitoring on all the assets, all the device, and all the application in real time in a central place. And yeah, the identity management is necessary. Yeah, because just rely on AD is far from enough. As I said, I have a Mac, we have Android, iOS, we have SaaS application. So you may have save in your on-prem AD, but your cloud mail being compromised, and they may use that to do many things, right? Because many applications you can log in with Google account, log in with M365 account. If there's an account takeover, they can do loss a lot of things. Yeah. So that's all for today. Yeah, this one can be continued. So okay, this one is a continuous training. Yeah, that one I was mentioned about the awareness training and the on the Guardz for phishing simulation. So that's all for today. If you got any question, just let me know.